Poseidon. 101 languages. Poseidon. King of the sea. God of the sea, storms, earthquakes, and horses. Member of the 12 Olympians. The Poseidon of Melos, a statue of Poseidon found in Milos in 1877. Abode Mount Olympus, or the sea. Symbol trident, fish, dolphin, horse, bull. Genealogy. Parents Cronus and Rhea. Siblings Hades, Demeter, Hestia, Hera, Zeus. Consort Amphitrite, various others. Children Theseus, Triton, Rhodos, Benthesicyme, Arion, Despoina, Polyphemus, Orion, Bullus, Agenor, Nilus, Atlas. Pegasus, Chrysa, Cymopolea, Bellerophon, various others. Equivalents. Roman Neptune. This article is about the Greek god. For other uses, see Poseidon, disambiguation. Earthshaker redirects here. For other uses, see Earthshaker, disambiguation. Poseidon, /P/SADN, P-PO/1, CTFD Greek, new, is one of the 12 Olympians in ancient Greek. Religion and mythology, presiding over the sea, storms, earthquakes and horses. 2. He was the protector of seafarers and the guardian of many Hellenic cities and colonies. In pre-Olympian Bronze Age Greece, Poseidon was venerated as a chief deity at Pylos and Thebes, with the cult title Earthshaker. 2. In the myths of isolated Arcadia, he is related to Demeter and Persephone and was venerated as a horse, and as a god of the waters. 3. Poseidon maintained both associations among most Greeks. He was regarded as the tamer or father of horses. 2. Who, with a strike of his trident, created springs. The terms for horses and springs are related in the Greek language. 4. His Roman equivalent is Neptune. Homer and Hesiod suggest that Poseidon became lord of the sea when, following the overthrow of his father Cronus, the world was divided by lot among Cronus' 3 sons. Zeus was given the sky, Hades the underworld. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Poseidon greeting Theseus, on the right. Detail, Attic red-figured calyx crater. By Cyrusco's painter, 450–500 BC from Agrigento. BNF Museum, Cabinet des Médailles, Paris. And Poseidon the sea, with the earth and Mount Olympus belonging to all 3. 2, 5. In Homer's Iliad, Poseidon supports the Greeks against the Trojans during the Trojan War. In the Odyssey, during the sea voyage from Troy back home to Ithaca, the Greek hero Odysseus provokes Poseidon's fury by blinding his son, the Cyclops Polyphemus, resulting in Poseidon punishing him with storms, causing the complete loss of his ship and companions, and delaying his return by 10 years. Poseidon is also the subject of a Homeric hymn. In Plato's Timaeus and Critias, the legendary island of Atlantis was Poseidon's domain. 6, 7, 8. Poseidon is famous for his contests with other deities for winning the patronage of the city. According to legend, Athena became the patron goddess of the city of Athens after a competition with Poseidon, though he remained on the Acropolis in the form of his surrogate, Erechtheus. After the fight, Poseidon sent a monstrous flood to the Attic plain to punish the Athenians for not choosing him. 9. In similar competitions with other deities in different cities, he causes devastating floods when he loses. Poseidon is a horrifying and avenging god and must be honored even when he is not the patron deity of the city. 10. Some scholars suggested that Poseidon was probably a Pelasgian god. 11. Or a god of the Minyans. 12. However, it is possible that Poseidon, like Zeus, was a common god of all Greeks from the beginning. 13. Etymology. The earliest attested occurrence of the name, written in Linear B, is Poseidon or Poseidon. Ne, 14, which correspond to Poseidon, and O, Poseidonos, in Mycenaean Greek. In Homeric Greek it appears as Poseidon, in Aeolic as Lota, Pot, I, Dan, in Doric as Potidon, and final sigma, Potidas, in Archaic as Onu, Poseidon. In inscriptions with laconic style from Tyneron, Helos and Thuria as Honu, Pohoidon, indicating that the Dorians took the name from the older population. 15. The form, Poseidon, appears in Corinth. 16. The origins of the name Poseidon are unclear and the possible etymologies are contradictive among the scholars. One theory breaks it down into an element meaning husband or lord, Greek, posi, from pi asterisk potis, and another element meaning earth, the Doric for gamma, g, producing something like lord or spouse of the, i.e. of the earth. This would link him with Demeter, Earth Mother. 17. Burkert finds that the second element remains hopelessly ambiguous and finds a husband of earth reading quite impossible to prove. 2. According to Beekes in Etymological Dictionary of Greek, there is no indication that means earth. 18. Although the root there appears in the Linear B inscription ene Scytho-one, earth shaker. 2. 19. Another theory interprets the second element as related to the presumed Doric word ***1, water. Proto-Indo-European ****da water or ****dn to run, flow, Sanskrit da with macron new fluid, drop, dew and names of rivers such as Danube, **Danuvius, or Don. This would make *Poseidon into the master of waters. 20. 15. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Plato in his dialogue Cratylus gives two traditional etymologies, either the sea restrained Poseidon when walking as a footbond, or he knew many things, or knew. 21. Beekes suggests that the word has probably a pre-Greek origin. 22. The original form was probably the Mycenaean Greek, sigma, pot, s, idon. The inner vocalic aspiration suggests a pre-Greek, Pelasgian, origin rather than an Indo-European one. 23. Bronze Age Greece. Linear B, Mycenaean Greek, inscriptions. If surviving Linear B clay tablets can be trusted, the names Poseidon and Poseidon, 14, occurs with greater frequency than does Diuja, Zeus. A feminine variant, Poseidon, is also found, indicating a lost consort goddess, in effect the precursor of Amphitrite. Poseidon was the chief god at Pylos. The title Wanake appears in the inscriptions. Poseidon was identified with Wanax from the Homeric era to Classical Greece. Annex. The title didn't mean only king, but also protector. Wanax had chthonic aspects, and he was closely associated with Poseidon, who had the title Lord of the Underworld. The chthonic nature of Poseidon is also indicated by his title Ene Scytho-one, Earth Shaker, in Mycenaean Knossos and Pylos. Through Homer the epithet was also used in classical Greece. Inozygios, Inosidas. 24. Potinageia, Potnia, lady or mistress, was the chief goddess at Pylos and she was closely associated with Poseidon. She was the Mycenaean goddess of nature and Poseidon, Wonax is one from the gods who may be considered her male pair Dros. The earth shaker received offerings in the cave of the goddess of childbirth Eiletheia at Amnisos in Crete. Poseidon is allied with Potnia and the divine child. 25. Wanasa, Anasa queen or lady, appears in the inscriptions usually in plural. Wanasoi. The dual number is common in Indo-European grammar, usually for chthonic deities like the Erinyes, and the duality was used for Demeter and Persephone in classical Greece, the double-named goddesses. 26, 27, Potnia and Wanasa refer to identical deities or two aspects of the same deity. 24. Erinyes, Erinyes, is attested in the inscriptions. 28. In some ancient cults Erinyes is related to Poseidon and her name is an epithet of Demeter. 29. It is possible that Demeter appears as the martyr in a Linear B inscription, PNEN 609, however the interpretation is still under dispute. 30, 31. Potinageia is probably related with Demeter as goddess of grain. 32. Tablets from Pylos record sacrificial goods destined for the two ladies and the lord, or to the two queens and the king, Wanasoi, Wanakaete. Wanasoi may be related with Demeter and Persephone, or their precursors. Goddesses who were not associated with Poseidon in later periods. 33, 27. Mycenaean cult. During the Mycenaean period, the ancestral male gods of the Mycenaeans were probably not represented in human forms, and the information given by the tablets found at Pylos and Knossos is insufficient. 32. Poseidon was the chief deity at Pylos and Thebes. He is identified with Anax and he carried the title Master of the Underworld. Citation needed. Anax had probably a cult associated with the protection of the palace. 24. In Acrocorinth he was worshipped as Poseidon Anax during the Mycenaean age. 34. In the city there was the famous spring Pyrene. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Poseidon pursuing a woman. Probably by Achilles painter, 480. 450 BC. Metropolitan Museum of Art, Manhattan, NY. Which in a myth is related to the winged horse Pegasus. 35. In Attica there was a cult of Anax heroes who was connected to Poseidon. 34. A cult title of Poseidon was Earthshaker and in Knossos he was worshipped together with the goddess Eiletheia who was related to the annual birth of the divine child. 34. Potnia was the Mycenaean goddess of nature and she was the consort of Poseidon at Pylos. She is mentioned together with Bucrania in decorated jugs and he was associated with the animals and especially to the bull. 24. In Athens Poseidon was an inland god who created the salt sea Erexths, sea of Erechtheus. In Acropolis his cult was superimposed on the cult of the local ancestral figure Erechtheus. 2. In Athens and Asyne he was worshipped in the house of the king during the Mycenaean period. 35. The bull was the favorite animal for sacrifices and it seems that horses were rarely used during the burial of the Mycenaean leaders. 32. Arcadian myths. In the Arcadian myths, Poseidon is related to Demeter and Despoina, another name of Persephone, and he was worshipped with the surname Hippias. In many Arcadian cities. 10. At Thalpusa and Phegalia there were sister worships which are very important for the study of primitive religions. In these cults Demeter and Poseidon were chthonic divinities of the underworld. 29. Near Thalpusa the river Ladon descended to the sanctuary of Demeter Erinis. Demeter Fury. During her wandering in search of her daughter Demeter, changed into a mare to avoid Poseidon. Poseidon took the form of a stallion, and after their mating she gave birth to a daughter whose name was not allowed to be told to the uninitiated, and a horse called Orion, very swift. Her daughter obviously had the shape of a mare too. At first Demeter became angry and she was given the surname Erinis, Fury, by the Thalpusians. 29. 10. The Erinis were deities of vengeance, and Erinis had a similar function with the goddess Dike, justice. 36. In the very old myth of Thalpusa Demeter, Erinis and Poseidon are divinities of the underworld in a pre-mythic period. Poseidon appears as a horse. In Greek folklore the horses had chthonic associations and it was believed that they could create springs. 10. In European folklore the water creatures or water spirits appear with the shape of a horse or a bull. In Greece the river god Aeschylus is represented like a bull, or a man-bull. 37. Many people when sacrificed to Demeter should make a preliminary sacrifice to Aeschylus. 29. At Phegalia Demeter had a sanctuary in a cavern and she was given the surname Melina, black. The goddess was related to the black Underworld. In a similar myth Poseidon appears as horse and Demeter gives birth to a daughter whose name was not allowed to be told to the uninitiated. At Lycosura her daughter was called Despoina. Demeter, angry with Poseidon, put on a black dressing and shut herself in the cavern. When the fruits of the earth were perished, Zeus sent the Moirai to Demeter who listened to them and led aside her wrath. In this cult we have traces of a very old cult of Demeter and Poseidon as deities of the underworld. 29. In another Arcadian myth when Rhea had given birth to Poseidon, she told Cronus that she had given birth to a horse, and gave him a foal to swallow instead of the child. 10:38. In the Homeric hymn Demeter puts a dark mourning robe around her shoulders as a sign of her sorrow. 29. Demeter's mare form was worshipped into historical times. The Xenon of Melina at Phegalia shows how the local cult interpreted her as goddess of nature. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Statue of Poseidon in Germany by Johann David Rantz and Lorenz Wilhelm Rantz, 1760. A Medusa type with a horse's head with snaky hair, holding a dove and a dolphin, probably representing her power over air and water. 39. Phaeton myths. The myth of Poseidon appearing as a horse and mating with Demeter was not localized in Arcadia. At Haliartos in Getaea near Thebes Poseidon appears as stallion. He mates with Erinis near the spring of Tilpausa and she gives birth to the fabulous horse Orion. 10. At Tilpusa we have a very old cult of the chthonic deities Erinis and Poseidon. The water god Poseidon, 40, appears as a horse which seems to represent the water spirit, 37, and Erinis is probably the personification of a revenging earth spirit. 41, 36. from earlier times at Delphi. Poseidon was joined in a religious union with the earth goddess Ge. She is represented as a snake, which is a form of the earth spirit. 40. In the Theogony of Hesiod, Poseidon once slept with the monstrous Medusa near the mountain Helicon. She conceived the winged horse Pegasus, who sprang out of her body when Perseus cut off her head. Pegasus struck the ground with his hoof and created the famous spring Hippocrene near Helicon. 10. Praxidicae were female deities of judicial punishment worshipped in the region of Haliartos in the historical times. To origin is probably the same with Erinis. Their images depicted only the heads of the goddesses, probably a representation of the earth goddess emerging from the ground. 29. Praxidis is an epithet of Persephone in the Orphic hymn. Persephone is sometimes depicted with her head emerging from the ground. 42, 43. Origins. During the Mycenaean period, Poseidon was worshipped in several regions in Greece. At Pylos and some other cities he was a god of the underworld, lord of the underworld, and his cult was related to the protection of the palace. He carried the title Anax, king or protector. His consort Potnia, lady or mistress, was the Mycenaean goddess of nature. Her main aspects were birth and vegetation. 24. Poseidon had the title Enosedon, earth shaker, and in Crete he was associated with the goddess of childbirth Elatheia. Through Homer, the Mycenaean titles were also used in classical Greece with similar meaning. He was identified with Anax and he carried the epithets Enozygios and Enocedas, earth shaker. Potnia was a title which accompanied female goddesses. 44. The goddess of nature survived in the Eleusinian cult, where the following words were uttered. Mighty Potnia bore a strong son. 45. In the heavily sea-dependent Mycenaean culture, there is not sufficient evidence that Poseidon was connected with the sea. It is unclear whether Poseidon was a sea goddess. The Greeks invaders came from far inland and they were not familiarized with the sea. 46. In the primitive Phaeacian and Arcadian myths, Poseidon, the god of the underworld, appears as a horse and he is mating with the earth goddess. 40. The earth goddess is called Erinis or Demeter and she gives birth to the fabulous horse Orion and the unnamed daughter Despoina, which is another name of Persephone. 10. The horse represents the divine spirit, Numen, and is related to the liquid element and the underworld. 47. In Greek folklore, the horse is associated with the underworld and it was believed that it had the ability to create springs. 10. In the Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Colossal type statue of Poseidon. Neptune, probably sculpted in a workshop in Aphrodisias, Asia Minor. It was at Palaemon's sanctuary in Isthmia, where it was described by Pausanias. Prado Museum, Madrid. From left to right, Poseidon, Dionysos, Zeus. Black. Figured neck amphora, 540 BC. National Museum of Denmark, Copenhagen. European folklore. The water spirit appears with the shape of a horse or a bull. In Greece the river god Aeschylus is represented as a bull or a man. Bull. 37. Burkert suggests that the Hellenic cult of Poseidon as a horse god may be connected to the introduction of the horse and war chariot from Anatolia to Greece around 1600 BC. 2. In the Butian myth, Poseidon is the water god and Erinis is a goddess of the underworld. 40. She is probably the personification of a revenging earth spirit. 41, 48, and it seems that she had a similar function with the goddess Dike, justice. 36. At the spring Tilpausa she gives birth to the fabulous horse Orion. In the Arcadian myth, Poseidon Hippias, horse, is mating with the mare Demeter. At Thalpausa Demeter Erinis gives birth to the horse Orion and to an unnameable daughter who has the shape of a mare. In some neighbor cults the daughter was called Despoina, mistress, which is another name of Persephone. 10. The theriomorphic form of God seems to be local in Arcadia in an old religion associated with Xona. 26. According to some theories, Poseidon was a Pelasgian god or a god of the Minyans. Traditionally the Minyans are considered Pelasgians and they lived in Thessaly and Beutia. In Thessaly, Pelasgiotis, there was a close relation to the horses. Poseidon created the first horse, Scyphias, hitting a rock with his trident and managed in the same way to drain the valley of Tempe. 13. The Thessalians were famous charioteers. 49. Some of the oldest Greek myths appear in Beutia. In ancient cults Poseidon was worshipped as a horse. The mythical horse Arion was a sire of Poseidon horse with Erinis, and the winged horse Pegasus a sire of Poseidon foaled by Medusa. 10. At Onchystos he had an old famous festival which included horse racing. 10. However, it is possible that Poseidon, like Zeus, was a common god of all Greeks from the beginning. 13. It is possible that the Greeks did not bring with them other gods except Zeus, Eos, and the Dioscoroi. 47. The Pelasgian god probably represented the fertilizing power of water, and then he was considered god of the sea. As the sea encircles and holds the earth in its position, Poseidon is the god who holds the earth and who has the ability to shake the earth. 50. The primeval water who encircled the earth, Oceanus, is the origin of all rivers and springs. They are children of Oceanus and Tethys. 35. Funnell suggested that Poseidon was originally the god of the Minyans who occupied Thessaly and Beutia. There is a similarity between the Butian and Arcadian myths, and especially between the myths which represent the god of the waters Poseidon as a horse. 40. The mythical horse Orion appears in both regions. The offspring of Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Hermes, Dionysos, Ariadne and Poseidon. Amphitrite is depicted on side B. Detail from the belly of an Attic red figure Hydria, ca. 510 BC 500 BC. Louvre, Paris. Artemisian bronze statue probably of Poseidon, severe style 480 to 440 BC. The Poseidon winged horse Pegasus creates famous springs near Helicon and at Troezen. Some springs of Poseidon have similar names in Beutia and Peloponnese. 13, 12. It is possible that the name of Poseidon Heliconios in Beutia, whose fest included horse racing, derives from the mountain Helicon. The Minyans had trade contacts with Mycenaean Pylos, and the Achaeans adopted the cult of Poseidon Heliconios. The cult spread in Peloponnese and then to Ionia when the Achaeans migrated to Asia Minor. 13. 12. Nilsson suggested that Poseidon was probably a common god of all Greeks from the beginning. The Greeks occupied Thessaly, Bottiaea and Peloponnese during the Bronze Age. In all these regions Poseidon was the god of the horses. The origin of his cult was Peloponnese and he was the inland god of the Achaeans, the god of the horses and the earthquakes. When the Achaeans migrated to Ionia, there was a transition to regarding Poseidon as the god of the sea, because the Ionians were sea-dependent. 35. With no doubt, he was originally the god of the waters. The Greeks believed that the cause of the earthquakes was the erosion of the rocks by the waters, by the rivers in Peloponnese, which they saw to disappear into the earth and then to burst out again. The god of the waters became the earth shaker. 35. 51. This is what the natural philosophers Thales, Anaximenes and Aristotle believed and could not be different from the folk belief. 52. In the Greek legends Arethusa and the river Alpheus traversed underground under the sea and reappeared at Ortygia. 53. 54. In any case, the early importance of Poseidon can still be glimpsed in Homer's Odyssey, where Poseidon rather than Zeus is the major mover of events. In Homer, Poseidon is the master of the sea. 55. He is described as a majestic, scary, and avenging monarch of the sea. 46. Cult. I begin to sing about Poseidon, the great god, mover of the earth and fruitless sea, god of the deep, who is also lord of Helicon. 57, and wide. Ege. A twofold office the gods allotted you, O shaker of the earth, to be a tamer of horses, and a savior of ships. Hail, Poseidon, holder of the earth, dark-haired lord. O blessed one, be kindly in heart, and help those who voyage in ships. Homeric hymn to Poseidon. 58. The worship of Poseidon was extended all over Greece and southern Italy, but he was specially honored in Peloponnese, which is called the residence of Poseidon, and in the Ionic cities. 11. The significance of his cult is indicated by the names of Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Statue was possibly a thank offering to the god. After the Battle of Artemision, 480 BC. 56. National Archaeological Museum, Athens. Poseidon with trident on hippocamp, seahorse. Athenian black figure white ground pottery Lekithos ca. 480 BC, by Athena painter. Ashmolean Museum, Oxford. Cities like Potida in the Chalkidiki Peninsula and Poseidonia. Paestum, a Greek colony in Italy. 2. Poseidon is a frequent Greek plus a name along coastlines and the name of a Greek colony at the Syrian coast. 59. In Ionia his cult was introduced by Achaean colonists from Greece in the 11th century BC. Traditionally the colonists came from Pylos, where Poseidon was the principal god of the city. The god had a famous temple near the mountain Mycale. 2. The month Poseidon is the month of the winter storms. The name of the month was used in Ionic territories, in Athens, in the islands of the Aegean and in the cities of Asia Minor, Atalsbos and Epidaros. The month was called Poseidios. During this month Poseidon was worshipped as the master of the sea in a bright cult. 13. Poseidon was a major civic god of several cities. In Athens, he was second only to Athena in importance, while in Corinth and many cities of Ionia and Magna Graecia he was the chief god of the polis. 2. Many fests of Poseidon included athletic competitions and horse racing. In Corinth his cult was related to the Isthmian Games. 2. In Arcadia his cult was related to the games Hippocratia. And at Sparta he had a temple near an hippodrome. In Onchystos of Plataea, horse racing was a part of the athletic games in honor of the god. 10. 13. Poseidon was considered a symbol of unity. The Paniania, the festival of all Ionians near Mycale, were celebrated in honor of Poseidon Heliconios, 60, and was the place of meeting of the Ionian League. 61. He was the patron god of the Amphictyony of Caloria. At Onchystos of Plataea he was worshipped as Poseidon Heliconios. His sanctuary became the place of meeting of the Second Plataean League. 13. 62. At Helike of Achaea there was the famous temple of Poseidon Heliconios, which was the place of meeting of the Achaean League. 63. The master of the sea creates clouds and storms, but he is also the protector of the sailors. He has the ability to calm the sea for a good voyage and save those who are in danger. 11. He was worshipped with the surname Savior as the protector of the seafarers and the fishermen. 56. He is the earth shaker. However, he is also the protector against the earthquakes. In some cults he was worshipped as the bringer of safety or protector of the house and the foundations. 13. The god was considered the creator of the first horse, and it was believed that he taught men the art of taming horses. He was depicted on horseback, or riding in a chariot drawn by 2 or 4 horses. 11. He had a lot of temples in Arcadia, with the surname Hippias, of the horse, and he was also transformed into a horse to seduce Demeter. 13. Being the god of waters, Poseidon is related to the primeval water which encircles the earth, Oceanus. 11, who is the father of all rivers and springs. He can create springs with the strike of his trident. 2. He was worshipped as ruler of the springs and leader of the nymphs. 64. In Thessaly it was believed that he drained the area, cutting the rocks of Tempe with his trident. 2. 65. In Greek folklore the horse can also create springs. 10. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Poseidon with a trident and a fish. Tondo of an Attic red-figured kylix, 520 to 510 BC, from Etruria. National Museum of Denmark. Copenhagen. Gigantomercy scene, Poseidon fighting Polybots. Tondo of an Attic red figure kylix. ca. 475 to 470 BC. Painter of the Paris. Gigantomercy, eponymous vase, circle of the Brigos painter found in Versailles BNF Museum. Cabinet des Médailles, Paris. As god of the sea, Poseidon was also god of fishing and especially of sea fishing. Tuna was offered to him by the fishermen during the festal meal for the protection of the nets. 2. Tuna and later dolphin was his attribute. He was worshipped in many islands and cities by the coast. At Corcyra a roaring bull near the seashore quarantined a good fishing. 66. The devastating storm of Poseidon is related to fishermen, and they poured drink offerings to Poseidon's savior into the sea. 56. The god of inland waters is very close to vegetation. And Poseidon was worshipped in many cities as god of vegetation. Halo in Athens was a fest of vegetation. The Protriga, a wine fest, seemed to belong to Dionysius and Poseidon. 66. In several cities Poseidon was worshipped in relation to the genealogy and the phratry. 2. At Tynos he was worshipped as a healer god, probably a forerunner of the famous Evangelistria. 66. The bull is related to Poseidon mainly in Ionia. The sacrifice of a bull offered to Poseidon is mentioned by Homer in an Ionic festival. Pannonia, 67, 66. The sacrifices offered to Poseidon consisted of black and white bulls which were killed or thrown into the sea. Boars and rams were also used, and in Argolis horses were thrown into a well as a sacrifice to him. 68, 11. In his benign aspect, Poseidon was seen as creating new islands and offering calm seas. When offended or ignored, he supposedly struck the ground with his trident and caused chaotic springs, earthquakes, drownings and shipwrecks. Sailors prayed to Poseidon for a safe voyage, sometimes drowning horses as a sacrifice. In this way, according to a fragmentary papyrus, Alexander the Great paused at the Syrian seashore before the climactic battle of Issus, and resorted to prayers, invoking Poseidon the sea god, for whom he ordered a 4-horse chariot to be cast into the waves. 69. According to Pausanias, Poseidon was one of the caretakers of the oracle at Delphi before Olympian Apollo took it over. Apollo and Poseidon worked closely in many realms. In colonization, for example, Delphic Apollo provided the authorization to go out and settle, while Poseidon watched over the colonists on their way, and provided the lustral water for the foundation sacrifice. At one time, Delphi belonged to him in common with Ge, but Apollo gave him the Psychopompeian Kaloria as a compensation for it. 11, 70. Xenophon's Anabasis describes a group of Spartan soldiers in 400-399 BC singing to Poseidon a paean, a kind of hymn normally sung for Apollo. Like Dionysius, who inflamed the Maenads, Poseidon also caused certain forms of mental disturbance. A Hippocratic text of ca. 400 BC, on the sacred disease, 71, says that he was blamed for certain types of epilepsy. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Poseidon Epopts. Poseidon-Neptune detail from the Mosaic of the Seasons, from the Roman era. Regional Archaeological Museum. Antonio Salinas, Palermo. Poseidon is still worshipped today in modern Hellenic religion, among other Greek gods. The worship of Greek gods has been recognized by the Greek government since 2017. 72, 73. Epithets and attributes. Poseidon had a variety of roles, duties and attributes. He is a separate deity from the oldest Greek god of the sea Pontus. In Athens, his name is superimposed in the name of the non-Greek god Erechtheus, Poseidon Erechtheus. 74, 75. In the Iliad, he is the lord of the sea and his golden palace is built in Aegae, in the depth of the sea. 76. His significance is indicated by his titles Eurycreion, wide ruling, an epithet also applied to Agamemnon. 77, 78, and Heliconios Anax, lord of Helicon or Helike, 79, in Helike of Acre he was specially honored. 80, Anax is identified in Mycenaean Greek, Linear B, as 1 Archaea, a title of Poseidon as king of the underworld. Aeschylus uses also the epithet Anax, 81, and Pindar the epithet Eurymedon. Widely ruling. 82. Some of the epithets, or adjectives, applied to him like Enosigaius, Enosigthon, Homer, and Enosidas. Pindar, mean earth shaker. 83. These epithets indicate his chthonic nature, and have an older evidence of use, as it is identified in Linear B, as ene scyther one. 84. Other epithets that relate him with the earthquakes are Gaiochos. 85, and Sisychthon. 86, the god who causes the earthquakes is also the protector against them, and he had the epithets Themleachos, upholding the foundations. 87, Asphaleios, secure, protector. 88, with a temple at Tyneron. 89, Pausanias describes a sanctuary of Poseidon near Sparta beside the shrine of Alcon, where he had the surname Damatites, of the house. 90, 91. Homer uses for Poseidon the title Kynocates, dark-haired, dark blue of the sea. 92, 93, epithets like Pelagios, of the open sea. 94, 95, Aegeus, Alpha, of the high sea. 96, in the town of Aegae in Euboea, where he had a magnificent temple upon a hill. 97, 98, 99. Poseidon, 100, lord of the sea. Pindar, Aeschylus, and Chimatales, abounding with waves. 101, indicate that Poseidon was regarded as holding sway over the sea. 102, other epithets that relate him with the sea are Porthmias, of straight, narrow sea. At Carpathos. 103, Epactius, god worshipped on the coast. In Samos. 104, Alidupo, sea resounding. 105, the master of the sea who can cause devastating storms is also the protector of seafarers. And he was given the epithet Str, savior. 56. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Poseidon surprises Anemone near a spring. Attic pay like in red. Figure, circle of the Polygnotus. Painter, 440 to 430 BC. Archaeological Museum of Agrigento. Poseidon fighting the giant Polybots. Attic black figure neck. Amphora by Swing Painter, 540 to 530 BC, ca. 540 BC 530 BC. Louvre. Paris. Poseidon carrying a trident. Corinthian plate 550 to 525 BC, from Pentescup High, Louvre. His symbol is the trident and he has the epithet Euriana, with goodly trident. Pindar. 106, the god of the sea is also the god of fishing. And tuna was his attribute. At Lampsacus they offered fishes to Poseidon. And he had the epithet Phytalmeos. 107, his epithet Phokios. God of seaweeds at Mykonos. 108, seems to be related with fishing. He had a fest where women were not allowed, with special offers. Also to Poseidon Temenites, related to an official domain. 109. At the same day they made offers to Demeter Chloe. Therefore Poseidon was the promoter of vegetation. He had the epithet Phytalmeos, at Mykonos, Troezen, Megara and Rhodes, comparable with Torthios, at Chalcis. 107, 110, 111. Poseidon had a close association with horses. He is known under the epithet Hippias, of a horse or horses. 112, usually in Arcadia. He had temples at Lycosura, Mantinea, Methydrium, Phnios, Palandion. 113. At Lycosura he is related with the cult of Despoina. 114. The modern sanctuary near Mantinea was built by Emperor Hadrian. 115. In Athens on the Hill of Horses there was the altar of Poseidon, Hippias and Athena. Hippia. The temple of Poseidon was destroyed by Antigonus when he attacked Attica. 116. He is usually the tamer of horses, Damias at Corinth. 117, and the tender of horses Hippocurios, at Sparta, where he had a sanctuary near the sanctuary of Artemis. Aegina. 118, 119, in some myths he is the father of horses, either by spilling his seed upon a rock or by mating with a creature who then gave birth to the first horse. 2. In Thessaly he had the title Petraios, of the rocks. 120, he hit a rock and the first horse Scyphias appeared. 121, he was closely related with the springs, and with the strike of his trident, he created springs. He had the epithets Krinichos, ruling over springs. 122, and Nymphaegetes, leader of the nymphs. 123, on the Acropolis of Athens he created the salt spring sea of Erectheus. 124, many springs like Hippocrene and Agonip in Helicon are related with the word horse. Hippos. Also Glucip, Hyperip. He is the father of Pegasus, whose name is derived from Pg. Spring. 125. Epithets like Genesios at Lerna. 126, 127, Genethlios, of the race or family. 128, Fratrios, of the brotherhood. 129, and Patrigenios. 130, indicate his relation with the genealogy trees and the brotherhood. Other epithets of Poseidon in local cults are Epopts, overseer, watcher at Megalopolis. 131, Empyleos, at the gate at Thebes. 132, Cronios. 133, Pindar, and Semos. August, holy. 134, Sophocles. Some of Poseidon's epithets are related to festivals and athletic games, including racing. At Corinth the Isthmian Games was an athletic and music festival in honor of the god who had the epithet Isthmias. At Sparta there was the race in Gouch. New. 135, 136, Poseidon. Gaiashos had a temple near the city beside an hippodrome. 137, at Mantinea and Palandion in. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Poseidon and Nike, victory. Terracotta. Attic amphora by the Syracuse painter. One of the last to decorate an amphora. 470 to 460 BC. Metropolitan Museum of Art. Manhattan, NY. Arcadia the Hippocratia were athletic games in honor of Poseidon Hippios. At Ephesus there was a fest Tavria, and he had the epithet Tavaios, related with the bull. 138, 136. Festivals. Many festivals all over Greece, in the Ionic cities and in Italy were celebrated in honor of Poseidon. Corinth, the Pan-Hellenic Isthmian Games were celebrated in honor of Poseidon. His sanctuary is to be seen in the context of the position of Corinth controlling the sea. 2. The festival included athletic and musical competitions and horse racing. Traditionally the games were established in the Bronze Age over the dead prince Palamon. 139. Athens, Poseidon had a fest in the month Poseidon. He was worshipped as the master of the sea. 13. Athens, Halo was a fest of vegetation. The wine fest Protriga belonged to Dionysius and to Poseidon as a god of vegetation. 66. Mycale in Ionia, Mycale was a promontory, between Samos and Miletus. The representatives of 12 cities, Dodecapolis, celebrated the Paniania, of all the Ionians, a festival of Poseidon. Heliconios. 60. Traditionally the first settlers landed in this place. The temple became the meeting place of the Ionian League. 61. Homer describes the sacrifice of a bull to Poseidon, during the festival. 66. Ephesus in Ionia. The relation of Poseidon with the bull is stronger in Ionia. The fest Tauria was celebrated in honor of Poseidon Taurios, and the cap-bearers were called tauroi, bulls. 66. Kaloria. Poseidon was the patron god of the Amphiktony of Kaloria. The festival was celebrated in honor of the god. The famous temple was the meeting place of the representatives of the members. Amphictyons. 140. Tyneron, the famous festival Tyneria was celebrated in honor of Poseidon. The participants were called Tynerioi. 141. The sacred sanctuary of the god was built in a cave in the Tyneron Peninsula. 142. A filial cult existed in Sparta. 13. Onchystos in Gytia. Poseidon had a famous temple praised by Homer in the Catalogue of Ships, 62, with the surname Heliconios. It became the place of meeting of the Second Pythian League. The peculiar fest included horse racing. 13. At the beginning of the race the charioteers jumped down and made a prayer to Poseidon to protect them if the chariot would fall in the sacred grove. 10. Sparta. Poseidon was worshipped with the surname Gauchos, carrying the earth or moving under the earth. There was the race Gauchoi and the temple was built beside an hippodrome. 13. Helike in Achaea. The city is mentioned in Homer's Catalogue of Ships. 143. The temple and the festival of Poseidon Heliconios was Pan-Hellenic. It was the place of meeting of the Achaean League. The city was destroyed by a tsunami in 370 BC. 63. Epidaros, a fest in the month Poseidios was celebrated in honor of Poseidon. He was worshipped as the master of the sea. 13. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Libation scene, Poseidon seated on a chair, wearing a chiton and a imation, holding a trident and a file. 450-440 BC red figure Attic. Amphora. Louvre. Sozopol Archaeological Museum. Poseidon in the middle. Archaic Temple of Poseidon at Isthmia, Greece. Assumed reconstruction. Helos, the Fest Pohoideia was celebrated in honor of Poseidon. The festival included athletic games and competitions. 13. Thuria, the Fest Pohoideia was celebrated in honor of Poseidon. It included athletic games and competitions. 13. Mantinea in Arcadia, Poseidon was worshipped with the surname Hippias, of the horse. The fest included the athletic games Hippocratia. The temple was holy, and the entrance into the cella was not allowed. 13. Palandion in Arcadia, Poseidon had the epithet Hippias, of the horse, and the fest included the athletic games Hippocratia. 13. Thrinium. Thrinium was the chief city of ancient Lacris and is mentioned by Homer in the Catalogue of Ships. 144. The name of a month in the city was Hippias. 145. Euspos, a festival in the month Poseidios, was celebrated in honor of Poseidon. He was worshipped as the master of the sea. 13. Mykonos, in a fest he was worshipped as a god of fishing and women were not allowed. Chloe, Demeter, received offerings in the same fest, indicating that Poseidon was also god of vegetation. 66. Tynos, a great fest called Poseidonia was celebrated in honor of Poseidon. The temple included great banquet halls, indicating the large number of the participants. 146. Poseidon was worshipped as a healer god. 66. Temples of Poseidon. The Corinthians are considered to be the inventors of the Doric order. However, Corinth was completely destroyed and rebuilt, and there is not sufficient evidence for the existence of earliest Doric Greek temples in the city. 147. A building constructed in early 7th century BC c. 690–650 BC at Isthmia near Corinth, which was later dedicated to Poseidon, is considered a pioneering building featuring Doric architecture. 148. It seems that the first temple with pure Doric elements was built with the aid of Corinthians at Thermon in Italia in the middle of 7th century BC century. c. 640. 630 BC. It was a peripteral narrow wooden structure dedicated to Apollo. 149. It measured 12.13 x 38.23 m at the stylobate, and the number of tron columns was 5 x 15. 150. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Plan of the Second Temple of Hera. Paestum, traditionally Temple of Poseidon. Saunian plan. Temple of Poseidon. In the earlier temples, the peripteral colonnade is treated with a freedom unknown to later Doric architects. This is in part an especially Western feature, in Italy, because the hexastyle scheme was adopted. 151, as in the Temple of Poseidon at Taranto and the Second Temple of Hera at Paestum, traditionally named Temple of Poseidon. In the earlier temples where the number of the columns in the porch is odd, so are the columns of the tron facade. In Such temples the side are approximately the width of one or two intercolumniations. 152. In the hexastyle scheme like the Temple of Poseidon at Saunion, there are normally 2 or 4 columns in the porch and the side are approximately the width of one intercolumniation. 153. In Doric early work the distance between column and column differs on the fronts and on the flanks. 154, and this can be observed in the Temple of Poseidon at Kaloria and in Basilica at Paestum. After the 6th century the rule in Doric is an approximate equality of intercolumniations. 154, and it can be observed in the Temple of Poseidon at Saunion, where there is a slight difference. Isthmia. The temple dedicated later to the god Poseidon was probably built in early 7th century BC c. 690–650 BC in the city Isthmia near Corinth, and it had a wooden peristyle. The building was completely destroyed in 470 BC, and it seems that it was one of the pioneering buildings featuring Doric architecture. 148. The ground plan showed a temple that was of epic proportions for its time and of a layout that was almost entirely new. 155. However, there was no evidence for the employment of the Doric style as it was suggested. 156. Paestum, on the west coast of Italy near Naples. The Greek name of the city was Poseidonia. The Doric temple was built in the early 6th century BC, and it was believed that it was a temple of Poseidon. Traditionally this name is associated with the 5th century BC temple at Paestum, however recent excavations indicate that both temples were dedicated to Hera. The so-called basilica measured 24.5 x 54.3 m at the stylobate, and the number of tron columns was 9 x 18. 157. The temple is wider than most Greek temples. It had 2 doors. This may indicate a dual dedication of the temple. 158. A Doric temple, the so-called Temple of Poseidon, was built in the first half of the 5th century BC and is usually placed later than Parthenon. The temple measured 24.3 x 60,00 m at the stylobate. It was an hexastyle structure and the number of tron columns was 6 x 14. 159. The temple was also used to worship Zeus and another deity, whose identity is unknown. Taranto, a city of Magna Graecia in Italy. Temple of Poseidon was a perpetual Doric temple, however its exact plan cannot be outlined. It was probably built in the 6th century BC, and it seems that the number of tron columns was 6 x 13. The interval of the remaining columns is 3.72 m, indicating that the maximum dimensions of the temple at the stylobate could be 22,32 x 47,46 m. Saunion in Attica. The first temple of Poseidon, formerly called Temple of Athena, was built in 490 BC and it was destroyed by the Persians before completion. It measured 13,12 x 30,34 m at the stylobate and the number of tron columns was 6 x 13. There is a slight difference between the front and back intercolumniations and those of the flanks. There was probably a double row of inner columns. Close wall, engaged. The cella with porches and adytar measured c.9.00 x 21,20 m, 160. The second temple was built in 425 BC and it was modeled on its predecessor. It measured 13.48 x 31.15 m at the stylobate, and the number of tron columns was 6 x 13. An ionic frieze carried across tron and continued round interior of each end. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Architectural terracotta sanctuary of Poseidon Kaloriat. Temple of Poseidon, Hermione. Poseidon, Neptune, and triumphal chariot with a pair of seahorses, hippocamps. Mosaic, 3rd. Of Tron. 161. The cella with porches and additar measured c.9.00 x 21,20 m. 160. The temple probably contained, at one end facing the entrance, a colossal, bronze statue of Poseidon. 162. Kaloriat, an island close to the coast of Troezen in the Peloponnese, part of the modern island Perporos. Early roof tiles from c.650 BC suggest the existence of a precursor to the late archaic Temple of Poseidon. This Doric temple was probably built in the middle of the 6th century BC, constructed mainly of Poros stone. It measured 14,50 x 27,00 m at the stylobate, and the number of the tron columns was 6 x 12. Both front and back intercolumniations were wider than those on the flanks. The building was surrounded by a low wall with the main entrance on the east side. 163. Hermione in Argolis. The most remarkable temple in the time of Pausanias was the Temple of Poseidon. 164. The temple was built in the late Archaic Early Classical period, in the late 6th century BC. It was completely destroyed and its foundations at the peninsula of Bisti, Poseidio, indicate that the temple measured approximately 15,00 x 30,00 m at the stylobate. 165. Tyneron. The sacred sanctuary of Poseidon was built in a cave at the Tyneron Peninsula. The path to the interior, carved into the rock, was preparing him who wanted to get into the Psyche Pompeian. It also functioned as a necromancy and eromancy temple. The temple was also established as a place for persecuted who fled there for protection. 142. Tynos, an island of Cyclades. The Temple of Poseidon and Amphitrite was built near a beach of the island, in the 4th century BC, Hellenistic period. It was a peripteral Doric temple, which was reconstructed in the 3rd century BC. The temple was made of local marble and had some representations of the gods' symbols, such as dolphins and the trident. 166. Mythology. Birth. In the standard version, Poseidon was born to the Titans Cronus and Rhea, the 5th child out of 6, born after Hestia, Demeter, Hera and Hades in that order. 167. Because Poseidon's father was afraid that one of his children would overthrow him like he had done to his own father, Cronus devoured each infant as soon as they were born. Poseidon was the last one to suffer this fate before Rhea decided to deceive Cronus and whisk the 6th child, Zeus, away to safety, after offering Cronus a rock wrapped in a blanket to eat. 168. Once Zeus was grown, he gave his father a powerful emetic that made him gorge up the children he had eaten. The 5 children emerged from their father's belly in reverse. order, making Poseidon both the second youngest child and the second oldest at the same time. Armed with a trident. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Century. Sousse Archaeological Museum, Medina, Tunisia. Andrea Doria as Neptune, by Angelo Bronzino. 1540-1530. Pinacoteca di Brera, Milan. Poseidon, right, and Athena. Identified with inscriptions. Black figure vase painting by Amasis painter, 540 BC. BNF. Museum, Cabinet des Médailles. Paris. Forged for him by the Cyclopes, Poseidon with his siblings and other divine allies defeated the Titans and became rulers in their place. 169, according to Homer and Apollodorus. Zeus, Poseidon and the third brother Hades then divided the world between them by drawing lots. Zeus got the sky, Poseidon the sea, and Hades the underworld. 170. In a rarer, and later version, Poseidon avoided being devoured by his father, as his mother Rhea saved him in the same manner she did Zeus, by offering Cronus a foal instead, claiming she had given birth to a horse instead of a god, while she had actually laid the child in a flock. 171, Rhea entrusted her infant to a spring nymph. When Cronus demanded the child, the nymph, on 172, denied having him, and her spring thereafter was called On, which bears resemblance to the Greek word for deny. 173. In another tale, Rhea gave Poseidon to the Telchins, ancient inhabitants of the island of Rhodes. 174, Capheira, an Oceanid nymph, became the young god's nurse. 175, as Poseidon grew, he fell in love with Halia, the beautiful sister of the Telchins, and fathered 6 sons and 1 daughter, Rhodos, on her. 176, 175, by that time Aphrodite, the goddess of love, had been born and risen from the sea, and attempted to make a stop at Rhodes on her way to Cyprus. Poseidon and Halia's sons denied her hospitality, so Aphrodite cursed them to fall in love and rape Halia. After they had done so, Poseidon made them sink below the sea. 176. In Homer's Odyssey, Poseidon has a home in Aegae. 177. City patronage. Foundation of Athens. Athena became the patron goddess of the city of Athens after a competition with Poseidon. Yet Poseidon remained a numinous presence on the Acropolis, in the form of his surrogate, Erechtheus. 2. At the dissolution festival at the end of the year in the Athenian calendar, the Skara, the priests of Athena and the priest of Poseidon would process under canopies to Eleusis. 178, they agreed that each would give the Athenians 1 gift and the Athenians would choose whichever gift they preferred. Poseidon struck the ground with his trident and a spring sprang up. The water was salty and not very useful, whereas Athena offered them an olive tree. The Athenians or their king, Cecrops, accepted the olive tree and along with it Athena as their patron, for the olive tree brought wood, oil and food. After the fight, infuriated at his loss, Poseidon sent a monstrous flood to the Attic plain to punish the Athenians for not choosing him. The depression made by Poseidon's trident and filled with salt water was surrounded by the northern hall of the Erechtheum, remaining open to the air. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Athena and Poseidon, Faliscan. Red Figure Volute Crater, by Nazano Painter, 360 BC. Louvre, Paris. Poseidon and Amymon. Fresco in Stabii, Italy, 1st century AD. Burckhardt noted in Cult, Poseidon was identified with Erechtheus, and the myth turns this into a temporal causal sequence. In his anger at losing, Poseidon led his son Eumolpus against Athens and killed Erechtheus. 9. It was also said that Poseidon in his anger over his defeat sent one of his sons, Halorothius, to cut down Athena's tree gift. But as Halorothius swung his axe, he missed his aim and it fell in himself, killing him instantly. Poseidon, in fury, accused Ars of murder, and the matter was eventually settled on the Areopagus, hill of Ars, in favor of Ars, which was thereafter named after the event. 179, 180, in other versions, Halorothius raped Alsop, Ars's daughter, so Ars slew him. Poseidon was enraged over the murder of his son, and Ars was thus held in hold, which eventually acquitted him. 181. The contest of Athena and Poseidon was the subject of the reliefs on the western pediment of the Parthenon, the first site that greeted the arriving visitor. This myth is construed by Robert Graves and others as reflecting a clash between the inhabitants during Mycenaean times and newer immigrants. Athens at its height was a significant sea power, at one point defeating the Persian fleet at Salamis Island in a sea battle. Others, the Corinthians, had a similar story to the foundations of Athens, about their own city Corinth. According to the myth, Helios and Poseidon clashed, both desiring to make the city their own. Their dispute was brought to one of the Hecatonkhyas, Briareus, an elder god, who was thus tasked to settle the fight between the two gods. Briareus decided to award the Acro-Corinth to Helios, while to Poseidon he gave the Isthmus of Corinth. 182. In this tale, Helios and Poseidon are supposed to represent fire versus water. 183. Helios, as the sun god, received the area that is closest to the sky, while Poseidon, who is the sea god, got the isthmus by the sea. 184. At another time, Poseidon came to an agreement with another goddess, Leto, that he would give her the island of Delos in exchange for the island of Caloria. He also exchanged Delphi for Taenarum with Apollo. A temple of Poseidon stood at Caloria during ancient times. 185. Poseidon also came to dispute with his sister Hera over the city of Argos. A local king was chosen to settle the matter, Pherennius, and he decided to award the city to Hera, who then became its patroness. 186. Poseidon was enraged, and sent a drought to plague the city. One day, as an Argive woman named Amymon went out in search of water, came upon a satyr who tried to rape her. Amymon prayed to Poseidon for help, and he scared the satyr away with his trident. 187. After Poseidon rescued Amymon from the lecherous satyr, he fathered a child on her, now Plius. 188. Walls of Troy. Poseidon and Apollo, having offended Zeus by their rebellion in Hera's scheme, were temporarily stripped of their divine authority and sent to serve King Laomedon of Troy. He had them build huge walls around the city and explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Poseidon and Theseus. On the left. Storage jar. 470 BC. J. Paul Getty. Museum, Malibu, California. Pasiphae seated on a throne receives the wooden cow from Daedalus. Eros plays with the head of the crafted cow. Roman mosaic, from Zgma. Comijan. Zgma Mosaic Museum, Gaziantep. Turkey. Promised to reward them with his immortal horses, a promise he then refused to fulfill. In vengeance, before the Trojan War, Poseidon sent a sea monster to attack Troy. The monster was later killed by Heracles. 189. Theseus. Poseidon fathered the hero Theseus with the Trojanian princess Aethra. Theseus was also said to be the son of Aegeus, the king of Athens, who slept with Aethra on the very same night. Thus Theseus's origins included both the human and the divine element. 190, 191. Meanwhile, in Crete, Zeus's son Minos asked for Poseidon's help in order to certify his claim on the throne of Crete. Poseidon offered Minos a splendid white bull, with the understanding that he was to sacrifice the bull to Poseidon later. The Cretans were so impressed with the bull and the divine sign itself that Minos was declared king of Crete. 192, 193, but wishing to keep the beautiful animal for himself, Minos instead sacrificed an ordinary bull to the sea god instead of the agreed upon one. 193. Poseidon, enraged, caused Minos's wife, Pasiphae, to fall in love with the bull. Their coupling produced the Minotaur, a half-bull half-human creature who fed on human flesh. 192, 193, Minos concealed him within the labyrinth built by Daedalus, and fed to him Athenian men and women. He forced Aegeus to send him over. 168. Once Theseus was grown up and recognized by his father Aegeus in Athens, he decided to end the bloody tax Athens had to pay to Crete once and for all, and volunteered to set sail to Crete along with the other Athenian youths who had been chosen to be devoured by the Minotaur. 194. Once he arrived in Crete, Minos insulted Theseus and insisted he was no son of Poseidon. To demonstrate so, he threw his own ring into the sea, and commanded Theseus to retrieve it, expecting he would not be able to do so. 195. Theseus immediately dove in after it. Dolphins then came as guides and escorted him to the halls of Poseidon and Amphitrite's palace, where he was warmly welcomed. 196. He received the ring, and in addition a purple wedding cloak and a crown from Amphitrite, to prove his words. Theseus then emerged from the sea and gave the ring to Minos. 197. Theseus killed the Minotaur, and in time succeeded his father Aegeus as king of Athens. By an Amazon he had a son, Hippolytus, while his wife Phaedra, Minos' daughter, gave him 2 sons. At some point, Poseidon promised 3 favors to Theseus, and he called upon Poseidon to fulfill one of those. When Phaedra falsely accused Hippolytus of forcing himself on her. 198. Theseus, not knowing the truth, asked his father to destroy Hippolytus. Poseidon granted his son's wish, and as Hippolytus was driving by the sea, Poseidon sent a terrifying sea monster to spook the man's horses, which then dragged him to his death. 198, 199. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. See Theozoos depicting the wedding of Poseidon and Amphitrite, from the altar of Domitius Ahenobarbus in the field of Mars. Bas-relief, Roman Republic, 2nd century BC. Poseidon, Neptune and Amphitrite. Roman mosaic, 1st century AD. House of Neptune. Herculaneum. Metropolitan city of Naples. Consort, lovers, victims and children. Poseidon was said to have had many lovers of both sexes. His consort was Amphitrite, a nymph and ancient sea goddess, daughter of Nereus and Doris. In one account, attributed to Eratosthenes, Poseidon wished to wed Amphitrite, but she fled from him and hid with Atlas. Poseidon sent out many to find her, and it was a dolphin who tracked her down. The dolphin persuaded Amphitrite to accept Poseidon as her husband, and eventually took charge of their wedding. Poseidon then put him among the stars as a reward for his good services. 200. Oppian says that the dolphin betrayed Amphitrite's whereabouts to Poseidon, and he carried off Amphitrite against her will to marry her. 201. Together they had a son named Triton, a merman. 202. Poseidon was the father of many heroes. He is thought to have fathered the famed Theseus. Poseidon also had an affair with Alope, his granddaughter through Cercyon, his son and king of Eleusis, begetting the Attic hero Hippotoon. Cercyon had his daughter buried alive, but Poseidon turned her into the spring, Alope, near Eleusis. 203. A mortal woman named Cleito once lived on an isolated island. Poseidon fell in love with the human mortal and created a dwelling sanctuary at the top of a hill near the middle of the island and surrounded the dwelling with rings of water and land to protect her. She gave birth to 5 sets of twin boys. The firstborn, Atlas, became the first ruler of Atlantis. 6, 7, 8, Alabion and Bergion and Otos and Ephialtai, the giants. Not all of Poseidon's children were human. His other children include Polyphemus, the Cyclops, and, finally, Amycus was the son of Poseidon and the Bithynian nymph Melia. 204. The philosopher Plato was held by his fellow ancient Greeks to have traced his descent to the sea god Poseidon through his father Ariston and his mythic predecessors the demigod kings Codrus and Melanthus. 205, 206. Poseidon also took the young Nereus, the son of Nereus and Doris, and thus brother to Amphitrite, as a lover. Nereus was also Poseidon's charioteer, and impressed all marine creatures with his speed. But one day the sun god, Helios, turned Nereus into a shellfish. Aelian, who recorded this tale as told by mariners, says it is not clear why Helios did this, but theorizes he might have been offended somehow, or that he and Poseidon were rivals in love, and Helios wanted Nereus to travel among the constellations instead of the sea monsters. From the love between Poseidon and Nereus was born Anteros, mutual love. 207. Other male lovers included Pelops and Patroclus. 208. Rape and assault victims. A mortal woman named Tio was married to Cretheus, with whom she had one son, Aeson, but loved Oenipus, a river god. She pursued Oenipus, who refused her advances. One day, Poseidon, filled with lust for Tio, disguised himself as Oenipus, and from their union were born the heroes Peleus and Nilus, twin boys. 209. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Belron spears Chimera from underneath, while Pegasus strikes the monster with his hooves. Laconian black figure Kylix. Attributed to Borad's painter, 570. 565 BC J. Paul Getty Museum. Malibu, California. Latenzio Gambara, c. 1530 Brescia. 1574, Poseidon, Neptune and Ceres. Show. In an archaic myth, Poseidon once pursued Demeter. She spurned his advances, turning herself into a mare so that she could hide in a herd of horses. He saw through the deception and became a stallion, captured and raped her. 210. Their child was a horse, Arion, which was capable of human speech. 211. According to Hesiod's Theogony, Poseidon lay down in a soft meadow among spring flowers with the Gorgon Medusa and two offspring. The winged horse Pegasus and the warrior Chrysa were born when the hero Perseus cut off Medusa's head. 212. Ovid, however, says that Medusa was originally a very beautiful maiden whom Poseidon raped inside the temple of Athena. Athena, furious over the sacrilege, changed the beautiful girl into a monster. 213. Elsewhere, in the Metamorphoses, Ovid says that Poseidon seduced Medusa in the form of a bird. 214. One day, Poseidon spotted Ceres walking by the seashore, caught her, and raped her. Having enjoyed her greatly, he offered her a wish, any wish. Traumatized, Ceres wished to be transformed into a man, so that she would never experience assault again. Poseidon fulfilled her request and changed her into a male warrior, who then took the name Ceneus. 215. Another time Poseidon once fell in love with a Phocian woman, Coron, the daughter of Coroneus, as she was walking along the shore. He attempted to court her, but she rejected him, and ran away. Poseidon then chased her down with the aim to rape her. Athena, witnessing all that, took pity in the girl and changed her into a crow. 216. When Zeus fell in love and pursued the goddess Asteria, she transformed into a quail and flung herself into the sea to escape being raped by him. Poseidon then, equally rapacious, picked up the chase where Zeus had left it, and chased Asteria with the aim to force himself on her, so Asteria had to transform for a second time to save herself, this time into a small rocky island named Delos. 217. List of offspring and their mothers. The following is a list of Poseidon's offspring, by various mothers. Beside each offspring, the earliest source to record the parentage is given, along with the century to which the source, in some cases approximately, dates. Show, offspring mother source date. Genealogy. Poseidon's family tree, 348. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Poseidon and Amphitrite. Joseph Kuhn-Regnier. Neptune and Amphitrite by Jacob de Gain II, late 1500s. Poseidon as portrayed in the 1963 film Jason and the Argonauts. In literature and art. In Greek art, Poseidon rides a chariot that was pulled by a hippocampus or by horses that could ride on the sea. He was associated with dolphins and three-pronged fish spears, tridents. He lived in a palace on the ocean floor, made of coral and gems. In the Iliad, Poseidon favors the Greeks, and on several occasions takes an active part in the battle against the Trojan forces. However, in Book XX he rescues Aeneas after the Trojan prince is laid low by Achilles. In the Odyssey, Poseidon is notable for his hatred of Odysseus, who blinded the god's son, the Cyclops Polyphemus. The enmity of Poseidon prevents Odysseus's return home to Ithaca for many years. Odysseus is even told, notwithstanding his ultimate safe return, that to placate the wrath of Poseidon will require one more voyage on his part. In the Aeneid, Neptune is still resentful of the wandering Trojans, but is not as vindictive as Juno, and in Book I he rescues the Trojan fleet from the goddess's attempts to wreck it, although his primary motivation for doing this is his annoyance at Juno's having intruded into his domain. A hymn to Poseidon included among the Homeric hymns is a brief invocation, a 7-line introduction that addresses the god as both mover of the earth and barren sea, god of the deep, who is also lord of Mount Helicon and wide Aegae, 354, and specifies his twofold nature as an Olympian, a tamer of horses and a savior of ships. In modern culture, due to his status as a Greek god, Poseidon has made multiple appearances in modern and popular culture. Books. Poseidon has appeared in modern literature, most notably in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series, in which he plays a role as the titular character's father. Poseidon appears in Gareth Hines' 2010 version of the Odyssey. 355. Films and television. Poseidon has been very popular, especially in god-related films. Poseidon appeared in the 1963 film Jason and the Argonauts. 356. Poseidon appears in Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief and Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters, the two film adaptations of the book series. 357, 358. He also appears in the ABC television series Once Upon a. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Neptune's Fountain in Prešov, Slovakia. Time as a supporting character in the second half of Season 4, played by Ernie Hudson. 359. In this version, Poseidon is portrayed as the father of the sea witch Ursula. Video games. Poseidon has made multiple appearances in video games, such as in God of War 3 by Sony. In the game, Poseidon appears as a boss for the player to defeat. 360. He also appears in Smite as a playable character. 361. In the video game Hades, he is a character who will grant boons. 362. Narrations. The following is a non-exhaustive list of pre-modern tellings and retellings of myths relating to Poseidon. Homer, Odyssey, 11.567, 7th century BC. Pindar, Olympia nodes, 1, 476 BC. Sophocles, Electra, 504, 430 415 BC, Andinomos, Father 433, 408 BC. Euripides, Aurists, 1216, 1024 to 1062, 408 BC. Bibliotheca Epitome 2, 19, 140 BC. Diodorus Siculus, Histories, 4.73, 1st century BC. Ovid, Metamorphoses, 6, 213, 458, AD 8. Hyginus, Fables, 82, Tantalus, 83, Pelops, 84, Enomos and Poetic Astronomy, 2. 1st century AD. Pausanias, Description of Greece, 2.22.3, 5.1.37, 5.13.1, 6.21.9, 8.14.1011, CAD 160-176. Philostratus the Elder imagines, I.30, Pelops, AD 170-245. Philostratus the Younger, imagines, 9, Pelops, c. 200-245. First Vatican mythographer, 22, Myrtilus, Atriacit Theists. Second Vatican mythographer, 146, Enomos. Gallery. Paintings. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Statues. Poseidon statue in Gothenburg, Sweden. Poseidon statue in Priof, Slovakia. Poseidon statue in Bristol, England. The Neptunbrunnen Nin Fountain in Berlin. Poseidon sculpture in Copenhagen, Denmark. See also Amphitrite, Despoina, Demeter, Erechtheus. Family tree of the Greek gods. Ionian League. Panionium Ionian festival to Poseidon. Trident of Poseidon. Linear B. Notes. 1 Jones, Daniel, 2003, 1917, Peter Roach, James Hartman, Jane Setter, eds, English Pronouncing Dictionary. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press, ISBN 978-3-12-539683-8. 2 A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S Burkert 1985, pp. 136139. 3 Seneca Quarist. Nat. 66 Nilsson vol IP.450. 4 Nilsson vol IP.450. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 5 Hesiod, Theogony 456. 6 AB Plato, 1971. Timaeus and Critias. London, England, Penguin Books Limited pp. 167. ISBN 9780140442618. 7 AB Timaeus 24E25A, R.G. Berry Translation, Loeb Classical Library. 8 AB Also it has been interpreted that Plato or someone before him in the chain of the oral or written tradition of the report accidentally changed the very similar Greek words for bigger than, meson, and between, meson, loose. J.V. 1969. The End of Atlantis: New Light on an Old Legend. London, Thames and Hudson. p. 224. 9 A.B. Burkert 1983, pp. 149, 157. 10 ABCDEFGHIJKLMNO Hard, Greek Mythology, p.100-103 Hard p.100-103. 11 ABCDEFG Smith Poseidon. 12 ABC Funnel Cults 4S.1FF. 13 ABCDEFGHIJKLMNOPQRST Nilsson, Jess Cheeked, 446-448. 14 AB Minoan. Poes either O. 15 AB Nilsson, Jess Cheeked Vol I, 444-445. 16 Liddell and Scott. New. A Greek-English lexicon. Archived from the original on 9 October 2012. 17 Pierre Chantrain Dictionnaire étymologique de la langue grecque Paris 1974-1984 SV, Lorenzo Rocchi. Vocabolario Greco-Italiano Milano, Roma, Napoli 1943, 1970, SV. 18 Beeks. Etymological Dictionary of Greek, Brill, 2009, p. 324. 19 Adams, John Paul, Mycenaean Divinities List of Handouts for California State University Classics 315. Retrieved 7 March 2011. 20 Michael Jander, pp. 256-258. 21 Plato, Cratylus, 402d402e. 22 Beeks, Etymological Dictionary of Greek, p. 324. 23 Van der Toorn, Karel, Becking, Bob, Van der Horst, Pieter Willem, 1999, Dictionary of Deities and Demons in the Bible, 2nd ed., Grand Rapids, Michigan, William B. Edmonds Publishing Company, ISBN 0-8000-2491-9, 1. p.659. 24 ABCDE Dietrich 2004, pp. 180-185. 25 Dietrich 2004, pp. 175-180, 220. 26 ABAB. Stallmyth in GRBS 18, 2008, p.117,119, The Name of Demeter Thesmophorus. p.116. 27 AB Mlinus, Mycenaean Age, p.159, Wanasoi, Wanakaete, To the Two Queens and the King. Wanax is best suited to Poseidon, the special divinity of Pylos. The identity of the two divinities addressed as Wanasoi is uncertain. 28 Chadwick, p. 98. 29 ABCDEFG Funnel Cults 3, 50-55. 30 Ventris, Michael, Chadwick, John, the 21st of May 2015. Documents in Mycenaean Greek. Cambridge University Press. p. 242. ISBN 978-1-107-50341-0. 31 Dietrich 2004, p. 172 n. 218. 32 ABC Mlinus, Mycenaean Age, p. 159-161. 33 In Greek Popular Religion, the Chthonic Potniae, Wanasoi, and the Erinyes are closely related to the Eleusinian. Demeter Dietrich, p.179-180. The Origins of Greek Religion 189-190. 34 ABC Dietrich 2004, pp. 175-180. 35 ABC D.E. Nilsson, Cheschikt, p.449-450. 36 ABC Bohra The Greek Experience, p.67-121. 37 ABC Nilsson, Cheschikt Volai, 450 and 450-4, J. Grimm, Deutsche Mythology, Horse and Springs, Horse as a Water Spirit. 38 Pausanias 8.8.2. 39 L. H. Jeffery, 1976. Archaic Greece, the Greek city-states c.800-500b.c, Ernest Ben Limited, 23 PISBN 0-510. 03271-0. 40 ABC DE Fonel Cults III 53 Fonel Cults III, 53. 41 AB Nilsson Cheschikt, Volai, p.100-101. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 42 Burkert, Greek Religion, 42p. 43 Nilsson, Cheschikt Volai, p.472, Anados of Theory Fata, Tables 39.1 and 39.2. 44 Dietrich 2004, pp. 175-185. 45 Dietrich 2004, p. 167. 46 AB Hard Greek Mythology, p. 99-99 p. 47 ABF. Skachurme, Poseidon und die Entstehung des griechischen Götterglaubens Nilsson p. 444. 48 Chadwick, p. 98. 49 Jeffery, The City-States, p. 72. The proud title Decius, the Just, in Thessaly was born by a good broodmare of Pharsalus, whose foals all resembled their sires. 50 Gauchos Inozigios, holder of the earth shaker, smith Poseidon. 51 Iliad 13.43, Poseidon Gauchos Inozigios, carrying the earth shaker, Iliad 13.43. 52 Nilsson Cheschikt, Volai, p. 450, a. Thales, Plutarch, Plaque.Phil. p. 896 c. b. Anaximenes Aristotle. Meteorologica 27 p. 365. All in form. By Seneca Quest. Nat. 66, 10, 20. 53 Pindar, pyth, 2v7 Nilsson, Cheschikt, Volai, p.492. 54 Pausanias 5.7.3. 55 Poseidon God of the Sea. www.crystallinks.com. Archived from the original on the 11th of November 2017. Retrieved the 6th of November 2017. 56 ABCD in 480 BC. A great storm at Magnesia and then at Artemision heavily damaged the Persian fleet. After the war, the Greeks gave to Poseidon the epithet Soter, savior. The agalma found near Artemision was probably a thank offering dedicated to Poseidon. Soter, Savi, Burkert, Greek Religion p.137. 57 Heliconios, the word may mean, God of the eddying waves. Nilsson, Cheschikt p.447-6. 58 The Homeric Hymns and Homerica with an English translation by Hugh G. Evelyn White. Homeric Hymns. Cambridge, Ma, Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann Limited 1914. Homeric Hymn to Poseidon. 59 Diodorus 19.79.1. 60 AB. The form is the same with Helicon. Traditionally the adjective derives from the town Helike of Achaea. However, it is possible that it derives from helix, twisted, spiral, and Poseidon would be the god of the eddying waves. Nilsson. Jess-cheeked, p.447a6. 61 AB. Jeffrey, The City-States, p.208. 62 AB. Iliad 2.506. 63 AB. Katsonopola, Dora, 2002. Helike and her territory in historical times. Paul as. 58, 175182. ISSN 0031. 0387. 64 Nilsson, Jess-cheeked p.450a4. 65 66 ABCDEFGHI Nilsson, Jess-cheeked, 449 to 452. 67 Iliad 20.404. 68 Pausanias 8.7.2. 69 Carl Wilhelm Ludwig Müllers ed. Papyrus Oxyrhynchus Fragmenta Historicorum Graecorum 148, 44, Col 2, quoted by Robin Lane Fox, Alexander the Great, 1973, 1986:168 and note. Alexander also invoked other sea deities, Thetis, mother of his hero Achilles, Nereus and the Nereids. 70 Pausanias 2.33.2. 71 Hippocrates, On the Sacred Disease, Francis Adams, Tr. Archived from the original on 24 May 2011. Retrieved 22 December 2007. 72 Brunwasser, Matthew, 20 June 2013. The Greeks Who Worship Ancient Gods. BBC. Retrieved 24 July 2020. 73 Soli, Sarah, 4 January 2018. Greece's old gods are ready for your sacrifice. The outline. Retrieved 24 July 2020. 74 Walter Burkert, Peter Bing, Tr. Homonicans 1983, p. 149 gives references for this observation. 75 76 Iliad 13.21 Nilsson vol IP.446. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 77 Iliad 10.751. 78 79 Iliad 20.404. 80 81 7 Against the Bees 131. 82 83 Diedrich p. 185 n. 305. 84 Adams, John Paul. Mycenaean Divinities. List of handouts for Classics 315. Archived from the original on 1 October 2018. Retrieved 2 September 2006. 85 86 87 88 89 Suda, to, 206. 90 91 Pausanias. doc equals pause dot plus 3.14.7 and from doc equals Perseus %3 at ext %3 a 1999.01.0160 book equals chapter equals and highlight equals Poseidon 3.14.7 3.14.7 92 carat 93 carat Iliad 20.144 94 carat 95 carat Nilsson vol IP.449 96 carat A 97 carat Strabo 9 P 405 98 carat Virgil Aeneid 3 74 where Servius erroneously derives the name from the Aegean Sea 99 carat Schmitz Leonhard 1867 Aegeus in Smith, William, ed. Dictionary of Greek and Roman Biography and Mythology. Volume 1. Boston, Little, Brown, and Company. p. 24. 100 carat. 101 carat. 102 carat Smith, Stephen D. 2019, Maria Kanelau, Ivana Petrovic, Chris Carey, eds, Art, Nature, Power, Garden Epigrams. From Nero to Heraclius, Greek epigram from the Hellenistic to the early Byzantine era, Oxford University Press. p. 348, ISBN 978-0-192-57379-7. 103 carat. 104 carat Leonhard Schmitz, 1870. Epactius. In Smith, William, ed. Dictionary of Greek and Roman Biography and Mythology. 105 carat. 106 carat. 107 carat AB Nilsson vol IP.451,452. 108 carat. 109 carat. 110 carat. 111 carat. 112 carat. 113 carat Nilsson vol IP.448. 114 carat Pausanias 8.37.910. 115 carat Pausanias 8.10.3. 116 carat Pausanias 1.30.4. 117 carat. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 118 carat Pausanias 3.14.2. 119 carat. 120 carat. 121 carat Nilsson vol IP 447. 122 carat. 123 carat Oceanus is the primeval water, the origin of all springs and rivers, Nilsson vol IP.450. 124 carat Apollodorus 3.14.1. 125 carat Nilsson vol IP.450-451. 126 carat. 127 carat Pausanias 2.38.4. 128 carat. 129 carat. 130 carat Nilsson vol IP.452. 131 carat. 132 carat. 133 carat. 134 carat. 135 carat Pausanias 3.21.8. 136 carat AB Nilsson vol IP.446 448. 137 carat Contest at Sparta. 138 carat. 139 carat Jeffrey, The City-States, p.152. 140 carat Thomas Kelly, The Carlorian Amphictyony, American Journal of Archaeology 70.2, April 1966 /113121. 141 carat. 142 carat AB Temple of Poseidon, Tyneron. 143 carat Iliad 2.575. 144 carat Iliad 2.533. 145 carat. 146 carat Strabo, the 10th of May 2011. 147 carat N. Spivey, 1997, Greek Art, Phaidon Press Limited, p. 61. 148 carat A.B. Gebhard, Elizabeth R. and Hemmons, Frederick P. University of Chicago. Excavations at Isthmia, 1989, I. Hesperia. Volume 61, Number 1, January 1992, pp. 177, page 25. 149 carat N. Spivey, p.111-112. 150 carat Robertson, 1945, Greek and Roman Architecture, pp. 66,324. 151 carat Robertson, 73 p. 152 carat Thurman, 1 column in the porch, 5 columns on the facade. Basilica, Paestum, 3 columns on the porch, 9 columns in the tron facade. Robertson, 73 p. 153 carat Paestum, Second Temple of Hera, 2 columns in the porch. Saunian, 2 columns in the porch. 154 carat A.B. Robertson, 75 p. 155 carat Salmon, J.B. 1984. Wealthy Corinth, A History of the City to 338 BC. Oxford, Clarendon Press, page 61. 156 carat Gebhard, Elizabeth on the Evolution of a Pan-Hellenic Sanctuary, From Archaeology Towards History at Isthmia, pp. 154177 in, Marinatos, Nano, ed., and Hag, Robin, ed. 1993. Greek Sanctuaries, New Approaches. London. Routledge, page 160. 157 carat Robertson, pp.75-76,325. 158 carat The Early Temple of Hera, known as the Basilica. Archived from the original on 7 March 2019. Retrieved 26 February 2016. 159 carat Robertson, pp. 136,327. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 160 carat A.B. Robertson, p. 327. 161 carat Robertson, pp. 115,328. 162 carat W. Burkert, Greek Religion, 1987. 163 carat Kaloria, Poros, 1894 and 1997 ongoing, Kaloria, Poros, 1894 and 1997 ongoing. Swedish Institute at Athens. Retrieved 19 November 2021. 164 carat Pausanias 2.34.10. 165 carat Swedish Institute p.446. 166 carat Temple of Poseidon, Tynos. 167 carat Hesiod, Theogony 453 to 455, hard, p. 67. 168 carat AB hard 2004, p. 68. 169 carat Grimal 1987, SV. Cronus. 170 carat Homer, Iliad 15.184-93 archived the 11th of May 2019 at the Wayback Machine. 171 carat in the 2nd century AD, a well with the name of On, the Lamb's Well, in the neighborhood of Mantinea in Arcadia, where old traditions lingered, was shown to Pausanias. Pausanias, 8.8.2. 172 carat Tzitzis ad Lycophron 644. 173 carat Kerenii 1951, p. 182. 174 carat Diodorus Siculus, 5.55. 175 carat AB Grimal 1987, pp. 387 to 388. 176 carat AB Kerenii 1951, pp. 183 to 184. 177 carat Homer, Odyssey 5.380. 178 carat Burkert 1983, pp. 143-149. 179 carat Servius on Virgil's Georgics 1.18, Scholia on Aristophanes' Clouds 1005. 180 carat Wunder 1855, p. note on verse 703. 181 carat Apollodorus, 3.14.2. 182 carat Fowler 1988, p. 98n5, Pausanias, 2.1.6 and 2.4.6. 183 carat Dio Chrysostom, Discourses 37.11-12. 184 carat Grummond and Ridgway, p. 69, Helios' higher position would correspond to the Sun's location in the sky versus Poseidon's lower venue in the sea, opposite Demeter on land. 185 carat Strabo, Geographica 8 June 2014. 186 carat O'Brien 1993, p. 144. 187 carat Grimal 1987, p. 40. 188 carat Hyginus, Fabulae 169. 189 carat Ogden, Daniel, 2021. The Oxford Handbook of Heracles. Oxford University Press. p. 210. ISBN 978-0-19-065098-8. 190 carat Grimal 1987, p. 446. 191 carat Walker 1995, p. 85. 192 carat AB Grimal 1987, p. 291. 193 carat ABC Hard 2004, p. 67. 194 carat Rose 1974, p. 82. 195 carat Ogden 2017, p. 41. 196 carat Williams and Clare 2022, pp. 160 to 161. 197 carat Williams and Clare 2022, p. 162. 198 carat AB Williams and Clare 2022, p. 139. 199 carat Walker 1995, P114. 200 carat Hyginus, Astronomica 2.17.1. 201 carat Oppian, Haleutica 1.38. 202 carat Hesiod, Theogony 93933. 203 carat Hard, P344. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 204 carat Apollonius Rhodius, 2.1 ff. and 2.94 ff. with Scholia. 205 carat Great Books of the Western World, Plato's Dialogues. Biographical note. 206 carat Diogenes Laertius Plato 1. 207 carat Aelian, on Animals, 14. www.atlas.org. Retrieved the 11th of January, 2023. 208 carat Ptolemy Hephaestion, New History, 1 in Photius, 190. 209 carat Smith, SV. Tio. 210 carat Pausanias, 8.25.5. 211 carat Pausanias, 8.25.7. 212 carat Theogony 272.81, most, pp 24, 25, where Poseidon is referred to as the dark-haired one. 213 carat Ovid, Metamorphoses 4.794803. 214 carat Ovid, Metamorphoses 6.134. 215 carat Ovid, Metamorphoses 12.195-199, Apollodorus, Epitome.1.22. 216 carat Ovid, Metamorphoses 2.569-88. 217 carat Cramer Richards, Arlene, Spira, Lucille, 2015. Myths of Mighty Women, Their Application in Psychoanalytic Psychotherapy. New York, NY, Karnak Books Limited P80. ISBN 9781782203049. 218 carat Hard, P105, Hesiod, Theogony 93933. 219 carat Hard, P105, Apollodorus, 3.15.4. 220 carat Brill's New Pauli, SV. Amphitrite, Apollodorus, 1.4.5. 221 carat Smith, SV. Antaeus, Apollodorus, 2nd of May 2011. 222 carat Re SV. Charybdi, Servius, Commentary on Virgil's Aeneid 3.420. 223 carat Hard, P102, Pausanias, 8.25.7, 8.42.1. 224 carat Hard, P101, Apollodorus, 3.6.8, Pausanias, 8.25.5, 8.25.7. 225 carat Fowler 2013, P591, Herodorus, Fr62 Fowler, P253, equals Scholia on Pindar, Olympian 7.245. 226 carat Smith, SV. Chrysa, Apollodorus, 2.4.2. 227 carat Suda 2906. 228 carat Hard, P717, Apollodorus, 3.10.1, 3.10.3. 229 carat Apollodorus, 3.10.1. 230 carat Apollodorus, 3.10.1. 231 Pausanias, 2.30.8. 232 Pausanias, 9.22.5. 233 Grimmel, SV. Abaz, 1, P1, Hyginus, Fabulae 157. 234 Re, SV. Bathoclea, Scholia on Pindar, Olympian 10.83. 235 Smith, SV. Urit, Apollodorus, 3.14.2. 236 Hyginus, Fabulae 188. 237 Smith, SV. Corlahu, 1, Sitses on Lycophron, 875. 238 Parada, SV. Calino, 2. 239 Pausanias, 2.12.4. 240 Apollodorus, 3.12.6. 241 Pausanias, 10.6.1. 242 Apollodorus, 3.15.4. 243 Diodorus Siculus, 4.72.3. 244 Diodorus Siculus, 5.55.4. 245 Plutarch, Questions Gracie 19. 246 Brills New Pauli, SV. Amicus, 1. 247 Parada, SV. Midiat, p. 120, Pausanias, 9.38.9. 248 Smith, SV. Aristarchus, Arian, Apud. Stephanus of Byzantium, SV. Astarchos. 249 Pausanias, 2.2.3. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 250 Pindar, Olympian 6.2830. 251 Re, SV. Prano, 4, Scholia on Homer, Iliad 2.517. 252 Larson, p. 173, Scholia on Theocritus, Idyll 7.76. 253 Diodorus Siculus, 4.72.4. 254 Smith, SV. Taras, Pausanias, 10.10.8. 255 Homer, Odyssey 1.7073. 256 Pausanias, 7.4.8. 257 Pausanias, 7.4.8. 258 Smith, SV. Agamid, Hyginus, Fabulae 157. 259 Brills New Pauli, SV. Ethra. 260 Sitses on Lycophron, 1206. Non-primary source needed. 261 Brills New Pauli, SV. Hippothoon, Hyginus, Fabulae 187. 262 Re, SV. Erythras, 2, Scholia on Homer, Iliad 2.499. 263 Apollonius of Rhodes, Argonautica 1.133139, Apollodorus, 2.1.5, 2.7.4, Hyginus, Fabulae 14, 169. 264 Plutarch, Parallela Minora 38. 265 Smith, SV. Biziris, Apollodorus, the 2nd of May, 2011. 266 Apollodorus, 3.10.3. 267 Hyginus, Fabulae 157. 268 AB Hyginus, Fabulae 186. 269 Diodorus Siculus, 4.67.3. 270 Pausanias, 9.29.1. 271 Pausanias, 7.4.1. 272 Apollodorus, 2.7.1. 273 Pausanias, 2.5.7. 274 Grimmel, SV. Cygnus, 2, p. 119, Hyginus, Fabulae 157. 275 Smith, SV. Harpale, Scholia on Pindar, Olympian 2.147. 276 Smith, SV. Harpale, Sitsis on Lycophron, 232. 277 Apollodorus, 1.7.4. 278 Strabo, Geographica the 12th of August 2018. 279 Brills New Pauli, SV. Cerebia, Sitsis on Lycophron, 838. 280 Smith, SV. Byzus, Stephanus of Byzantium, SV. Byzantian. 281 Pausanias, 9.36.4. 282 Re, SV. Chrysogenia, Scholia on Apollonius of Rhodes, 3.1094. 283 Nonnus, Dionysiaca 13.32830, with note H. 284 Plato, Critias 113114c. 285 Smith, SV. Scylla, 1. 286 Re, SV. Euphemos, 2, Sitsis on Lycophron, 886. 287 Pindar, Pythian 4.45, Hyginus, Fabulae 14. 288 Brills New Pauli, SV. Euphemus, Hesiod, Catalogue of Women Fr 191 most pp. 298301. 289 Apollodorus, 1.4.3. 290 Hesiod, Catalogue of Women Fr 61 most, pp. 136, 137, equals Scholia on Homer, Odyssey 11.326. 291 Scholia on Apollonius Rhodius, Argonautica 1.230-3b, non-primary source needed. 292 Scholia on Pindar, Pythia nodes 4.122, non-primary source needed. 293 Pausanias, 5.1.8. 294 Conon, narrations 14. 295 Stephanus of Byzantium, SV. Armopia. 296 Pseudo-Eratosthenes, Catastrismi 19, Condos, p. 43, Hyginus, De Astronomia 2.20.1. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 297 Apollodorus, 2.4.5. 298 Homer, Odyssey 11.3058. 299 Trip, SV. Ciron or Ciron, 1, p. 522, Apollodorus, e.1.2. 300 Dionysius of Halicarnassus, Roman Antiquities 1.17.3. 301 Pausanias, 2.30.5. 302 Apollodorus, 2.1.4. 303 Pausanias, 1.44.3. 304 Smith, SV. Delphus, Citses on Lycophron, 208. 305 Stephanus of Byzantium, SV. Dyrrhachion. 306 Apollodorus, 2.7.2. 307 Smith, SV. Mytilene, Stephanus of Byzantium, SV. Mytilene. 308 Smith, SV. Megareus, Hyginus, Fabulae 157. 309 Conon, Narrations 10. 310 Homer, Odyssey 7.56-57. 311 Stephanus of Byzantium, SV. Turan. 312 Citses on Lycophron, 923. Non-primary source needed. 313 Diodorus Siculus, 5.53.1. 314 Smith, SV. Eleucon, Hyginus, Fabulae 157. 315 Apollodorus, 1.9.8. 316 Pausanias, 1.14.3. 317 Apollodorus, the 2nd of May 2010. 318 Smith, SV. Dessous, Stephanus of Byzantium, SV. Deca. 319 Conon, Narrations 17. 320 Apollodorus, 2.5.9. 321 Pausanias, 9.29.6. 322 Scholia on Apollonius of Rhodes, Argonautica 1.596. Non-primary source needed. 323 Brills New Pauli, SV. Aeania, Scholia on Statius, Thebaid 1.34. 324 Pseudo-Plutarch, De Flueis 21. 325 Apollodorus, 2.5.5. 326 Stephanus of Byzantium, SV. Kaloria. 327 Brills New Pauli, SV. Corcan, Ilion, Varia Historia 1.24. 328 Pausanias, 2.1.3. 329 Hesiod, Theogony 817819, most, pp 68, 69. 330 Apollonius of Rhodes, Argonautica 1.185. 331 Apollodorus, the 2nd of May 2010. 332 Antoninus Liberalis, 22. 333 Re, SV. Geron, 1, Stephanus of Byzantium, SV. Geron. 334 Pausanias, 10.12.1. 335 Brills New Pauli, SV. Lamus, 1. 336 Pausanias, 9.26.5. 337 Smith, SV. Palestinus, Pseudo-Plutarch, De Flueis 11. 338 Apollodorus, the 1st of September 1921. 339 Pseudo-Phi 584. 340 Scholia on Apollonius Rhodius, Argonautica 1.179, non-primary source needed. 341 Apollodorus, 3.1.1. 342 Scolia on Pindar, Olympia nodes 14.5, non-primary source needed. 343 Smith, SV. Dorus, Servius on Virgil, Aeneid 2.27. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 344 Brill's New Pauli, SV. Laocoon. 345 Nonus, Dionysiaca 14.3940, pp. 474, 475. 346 Brill's New Pauli, SV. Bellerophants, Bellerophon. 347 Bibliotheca, 2.5.9. 348 This chart is based upon Hesiod's Theogony, unless otherwise noted. 349 According to Homer, Iliad 1.57579, 14.338, Odyssey 8.312. Hephaestus was apparently the son of Hera and Zeus. See Gantz, p. 74. 350 According to Hesiod, Theogony 927929 archived 5 May, 2016 at the Wayback Machine. Hephaestus was produced by Hera alone, with no father. See Gantz, p. 74. 351 According to Hesiod, Theogony 886890 archived 5 May, 2016 at the Wayback Machine, of Zeus' children by his 7 wives. Athena was the first to be conceived, but the last to be born. Zeus impregnated Metis, then swallowed her. Later Zeus himself gave birth to Athena from his head. See Gantz, pp. 51-52, 83-84. 352 According to Hesiod, Theogony 183200 archived 5 May, 2016 at the Wayback Machine. Aphrodite was born from Uranus' severed genitals. See Gantz, pp. 99-100. 353 According to Homer, Aphrodite was the daughter of Zeus. Iliad 3.374, 20.105 archived 2 November 2018 at the Wayback Machine. Odyssey 8.308 archived 2 November 2018 at the Wayback Machine. 320, and Dion. Iliad 5.37071, see Gantz, pp. 99-100. 354 The ancient palace city that was replaced by Vergina. 355 The Odyssey Gareth Hines illustration. Retrieved 1 February 2023. 356 Chaffee, Don, the 19th of June 1963, Jason and the Argonauts, Action, Adventure, Family, Todd Armstrong, Nancy Kovac, Gary Raymond, Charles H. Schneer Productions, retrieved 18th of September 2023. 357 Columbus, Chris, the 12th of February 2010, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, Adventure, Family, Fantasy, Fox 2000 Pictures, 1492 Pictures, Sunswept Entertainment, retrieved 10th of September 2022. 358 Freudenthal, Thor, the 7th of August 2013, Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters, Adventure, Family, Fantasy, Fox 2000. Pictures, TSG Entertainment, Sunswept Entertainment, retrieved 10 September 2022. 359 carat Andreeva, Nelly, 19 December 2014. Ernie Hudson to play Poseidon on Once Upon a Time. Deadline. Hollywood. Archived from the original on 24 December 2014. Retrieved 24 December 2014. 360 carat God of War, 15 gods Kratos took down and how he did it. The Gamer. 10 April 2020. Retrieved 14 April 2022. 361 carat Smite Poseidon. www.smitagame.com. Retrieved 14 April 2022. 362 carat Plant, Koi, 17 October 2020. One single boon in Hades transforms Excalibur into the ultimate weapon. Inverse. Retrieved 11 January 2023. References. Apollodorus, The Library, with an English translation by Sir James George Fraser, FBA, FRS in 2 volumes. Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann Limited 1921. ISBN 0-674. 99135-4. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Apollonius of Rhodes, Apollonius Rhodius, The Argonautica, translated by Robert Cooper Seaton, W. Heinemann, 1912. Internet Archive. Burkert, Walter, 1983, Homona Cans, University of California Press, Berkeley and Los Angeles. 1983. ISBN 978-0-520. 05875-0. Burkert, Walter, 1985, Greek Religion, Huyler Blackwell 1985. ISBN 978-0-631-15624-6. Internet Archive. Dietrich, Bernard Clive, 2004. The Origins of Greek Religion. Bristol Phoenix Press. ISBN 978-1-904675-31-0. Diodorus Siculus, Library of History, Volume 3, Books 4.59-8, translated by C. H. Oldfather, Loeb Classical Library No. 340 Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, 1939. ISBN 978-0-674-99375-4. Online version at Harvard University Press. Online version by Bill Thayer. Dionysius of Halicarnassus. Roman Antiquities, Volume I, Books 1-2, translated by Ernest Carey. Loeb Classical Library. Number 319. Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, 1937. Online version by Bill Thayer. Online version at Harvard University Press. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Fowler, R.L. 2000, Early Greek Mythography, Volume 1, Text and Introduction, Oxford University Press, 2000. ISBN 978-0198147404 Google Books. Fowler, R.L. 2013, Early Greek Mythography, Volume 2, Commentary, Oxford University Press, 2013. ISBN 978-0-198. 14741-1. Google Books. Gantz, Timothy, Early Greek Myth, A Guide to Literary and Artistic Sources, Johns Hopkins University Press, 1996, 2 volumes, ISBN 978-0-8018-5360-9, Volume 1, ISBN 978-0-8018-5362-3, Volume 2. Grimmel, Pierre, 1987. The Dictionary of Classical Mythology. Translated by R. Maxwell Hislop. New York, USA. Huyler Blackwell. ISBN 0-631-13209-0. Halieutica in Oppian, Calathus, Triphyodorus. Oppian, Calathus, and Triphyodorus. Translated by a W. Mayer, edited by W. H. D. Rouse. Loeb Classical Library 219. Cambridge, Ma, Harvard University Press, 1928. Hart, Robin, 2004. The Routledge Handbook of Greek Mythology, based on H.J. Rose's Handbook of Greek Mythology. Psychology Press. ISBN 9780415186360. Hesiod, Theogony, in the Homeric Hymns and Homerica with an English translation by Hugh G. Evelyn White. Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann Limited 1914. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Homer, The Iliad with an English translation by A.T. Murray, Ph.D. in 2 volumes. Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann, Limited 1924. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Homer, The Odyssey with an English translation by A.T. Murray, Ph.D. in 2 volumes. Cambridge, Massachusetts. Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann, Limited 1919. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Hyginus, Gaius Julius, De Astronomica, in the Myths of Hyginus, edited and translated by Maria Grant, Lawrence. University of Kansas Press, 1960. Online version at Topos Text. Hyginus, Gaius Julius, Fabulae, in the Myths of Hyginus, edited and translated by Maria Grant, Lawrence, University of Kansas Press, 1960. Online version at Topos Text. Jander, Michael, L.U.Z. Das Indogermanische Erbe der Mysterien, Innsbruck 2000, pp. 256258, Innsbrucker Beatrage. Sprachwissenschaft, Volume 96. Jenks, Kathleen, April 2003. Mythic themes clustered around Poseidon/Neptune. Myth **ing links. Archived from the original on the 27th of September 2006. Retrieved the 13th of January 2007. Kerenyi, Carl, 1951. The Gods of the Greeks. London, UK, Thames and Hudson. Most, G.W., Hesiod, Theogony, Works and Days, Testimonia, edited and translated by Glenn W. Most, Loeb Classical Library No. 57, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, 2018. ISBN 978-0-674-99720-2. Online version at Harvard University Press. O'Brien, Joan V. 1993. The Transformation of Hera, a Study of Ritual, Hero, and the Goddess in the Iliad. Maryland, USA, Rowman and Littlefield Publishers, Incorporated. ISBN 0-8476-7807-5. Ogden, Daniel, the 7th of April, 2017. The Legend of Seleucus, Kingship, Narrative and Myth-Making in the Ancient World. Cambridge, United Kingdom, Cambridge University Press. ISBN 978-1-107-16478-9. Ovid, Heroids in Heroids. Amores. Translated by Grant Showerman. Revised by G. P. Gould. Loeb Classical Library No. 41 Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, 1977. ISBN 978-0-674-99045-6. Online version at Harvard University Press. Ovid, Metamorphoses, Brooksmore, Boston, Cornhill Publishing Company 1922. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Parada, Carlos, Genealogical Guide to Greek Mythology, Johnsard, Paul Astroms Forlag, 1993. ISBN 978-91-7081-062-6. Pausanias Description of Greece with an English translation by W.H.S. Jones, Lit.D, and H.A. Ormerod, M.A. In 4 volumes. Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann Limited 1918. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Plato, Cratylus in Plato in 12 volumes, Volume 12 translated by Harold N. Fowler, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann Limited 1925. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Plato, Critias in Plato in 12 volumes, Volume 9 translated by W.R.M. Lamb, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann Limited 1925. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Rose, Herbert Jennings, 1974. Gods and Heroes of the Greeks. London, UK, Methuen and Company. Limited. ISBN 0-450-02187-4. Seelig, Beth J. August, 2002, The Rape of Medusa in the Temple of Athena, Aspects of Triangulation in the Girl, The International Journal of Psychoanalysis, 83, 4895911, do. 10.1016/3NLLUG13TP2J927M, PMID 122044171. S2 SID 28961886. Servius, Sir A. Grammatici Kieferunter in Virgilii Carmina Commentra 2, Volume I, edited by Georgius Thilo and Hermanus Hazen, Bibliotheca Tpneriana, Leipzig, Tpno, 1881. Internet Archive. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Smith, William, Dictionary of Greek and Roman Biography and Mythology, London, 1873. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Strabo, Geography, Editors, H.C. Hamilton, Esquire, W. Falconer, M.A., London. George Bell and Sons. 1903. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Tripp, Edward, Crowell's Handbook of Classical Mythology, Thomas Y. Crowell Co., 1st edition, June, 1970. ISBN 0-690. 22608X. Internet Archive. Sitzes, John, Scholia Is Lycophron, edited by Christian Gottfried Müller, Sumterbus FCG. Vogeli, 1811. Internet Archive. Virgil, Aeneid, Theodore C. Williams. Trans. Boston. Houghton Mifflin Company 1910. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Walker, Henry John, the 19th of January, 1995. Theseus and Athens. Oxford, New York, Oxford University Press. ISBN 0-19. 508908-1. Williams, Hamish, Claire, Ross, the 17th of November, 2022. The Ancient Sea, the Utopian and Catastrophic in Classical Narratives and Their Reception. Liverpool, UK, Liverpool University Press. ISBN 978-1-80207-760-5. Wunder, Edouard, 1855. Sophocles Oedipus Rex, Oedipus Colonus, Electra, Antigone. Volume I, London, Williams and Norgate. External links. Media related to Poseidon at Wikimedia Commons. Thea.com, Poseidon. GML Poseidon. Gods found in Mycenaean Greece, a table drawn up from Michael Ventris and John Chadwick, documents. In Mycenaean Greek 2nd edition, Cambridge 1973. The Warburg Institute Iconographic Database, Images of Poseidon. Categories: Poseidon, animal gods, children of Cronus, drought gods, earth gods. Extramarital relationships, nature gods, sea and river gods, water gods, sky and weather gods. Deities in the Iliad, mythological rapists, 12 Olympians, LGBTQ themes in Greek mythology. Greek sea gods, Odyssean gods, metamorphoses, characters, kings in Greek mythology. Consorts of Aphrodite, consorts of Demeter, consorts of Gaia, horse deities. Shapeshifters in Greek mythology. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF.